Hey guys, Tightrope here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Moscow Outskirts. Playing phase pointing in the north, we have ps3YES as Soviets with combined arms, guard motor, and I missed one, mechanized support. Teaming out with him is ohmygod321 as US forces with Recon support. On the other side, we have Ostheer, who has Spearhead, Lightning Maw, and Jaeger armor, and Omni with OKW, who has elite armored. Oh, looking into breakthrough. This is a random team on both sides. I think both the allies are around like 20 to mid 30s, I think. Axis, I think, are both around 120-ish. So definitely a pretty big edge to the allies in terms of rankings, though. The Axis, if they like swap factions, they actually have much higher ranks with the opposing Axis faction. So push down onto the cutoff, denies the capture, and race to the building. The combat engineers still end up winning. It is a tier 1 start, and coming out onto this side with the Ostheer player as well. They might be mobile with that M3A1 if does get constructed, switching sides. This is a pretty good map, I think, for the M3A1. Even his Ostheer is not too bad because there's quite often a lot of fighting around this area, and then it's quite a long and treacherous retreat path to get back here, so as long as you avoid those Panzerfausts, you still get the job done. A bit of wire off on some of the heavy cover. The Kubwagen can of course crush that. Taking a bit too much damage though and exposing his rear armor.
We are losing a sector.
Empire is getting off to a bit of a rough start. So both teams kind of denying quite a few resources early on. And M3A1 in the build now for ps3YES. Building it after the second penal, so quite a bit later, alongside the double combat engineers. Ooh, that was a close call. Cutting it very finely. But the Pyres there jam the capture on the point for a touch longer at least. Ooh, misclick on the machine gun there for Pob. Getting into the building here. Pathfinders for, oh my god, it is Recon support. Not airborne. So these are the INR Pathfinders. They're very strong artillery. And just one scope rifle instead of two, which kind of does often make them slightly better in the very early engagements where everything's at full health. You can't get any of those crits going. What's he doing with this Kubel? I feel like one bullet would be enough to destroy it there. And Empires on retreat so I can meet them back at base for some repairs. Still got a way to come back though. General's doing pretty well in the Grenadier head-to-head, but struggling with that machine gun. Looks like the M3A1 getting up to a bit of a rough start. Interesting, he didn't come out to this side with the M3 going back. This is where the flamethrower is upgrading, but it's on a relatively low health squad in the first place. The issue is that, you know, if you lose your M3, it dies, say you lose half your squad to the death crits from being inside the vehicle when it blows up. Then you got two models that are at half health and much higher chance of them getting finished off. I've had that happen so many times. Something I do think about. Trying to get a full health squad there so that if I get unlucky on the death crits, I might be able to get away alive with the squad afterwards. Especially if you know, run bad and get like 3 out of 4 models dead or something like that. Okay, it's actually the M3A1 with the penal squad inside it. Don't often see that at this phase of the game. Just kind of camping out these buildings. Oh, look at that damage! They got the LMGs now, the Grenadiers. Oh, that was a very close call. Very close. And yeah, not really getting value out of this M3. ps3YES is struggling a little bit at the moment. Feels that he needs the assistance over here on this side of the map. But coming out to this side to kill that Kugel could have been a strong option. MG eventually getting suppression in when combined up with the rifle nade, forcing the penals to dodge around. And going for the cutoff now with the Pioneers. Combat engineers are coming in, but damage is already done. Resources are disconnected. Coming in here now with the combat engineers, but going to get slaughtered so quickly with all those Grenadiers. Did go for a 4th Grenadier as well, and now a pack, so I'm guessing Pob not going to be going for a light vehicle. I've been doing alright, but they're quite low on health now. I'm going to jump into this building with the machine gun. And we've got a Sturm officer out for Omni. You got all the riflemen on retreat. Stuart rolling up here. That's a fast Stuart. Look at that. Before 7 minutes. Incredibly quick. And let me come round to deal with these Sturm posts. Stay away from the snaring units. And because Omni did try to squeeze in this officer and the machine gun, doesn't have enough for Recon at this stage. I need to go for one or the other, but it's not too bad. The Stuart manpower bleeds that steep, and here comes a pack anyway, so a good bit of teamwork there on the Axis. Gets a second shot in as well, so long repair times wasting that Stuart. So yeah, smooth. Some light vehicles, you know, you really need an anti-tank gun. They'll just ruin your day, like the T-70 or the Greyhound. But others, you can generally hold on for long enough to construct one. Save up 100 manpower and construct one afterwards. Doesn't cost you the game or anything. And in fact, Omni not going to go for that option at all. Going for Panzerschrecks on the Panzerfusiliers. Guards inside the M3A1 now. And it feels like at the moment for ps3YES, excuse me, this is a bit more trouble than it's worth. Spending a lot of time driving around, repairing. Not really getting too much done with that M3.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
M3 is not even vetted yet. Oh, it's very close now though. Once it gets vet 2, you can kind of just use it as a Kubelwagen, just capping on that flanks. You don't have to use it in combat. Especially if your opponent hasn't gone for a 2-2-2 to chase it down if it goes for the caps on the flanks. It's a very good choice. Empires interrupt their mine planting to come over. Kubelwagen's over here as well, so that rifle squad's not going to come out of suppression. Looks like, oh my god, struggling a little bit, but has fielded the airdrop combat group. So we're going to start fighting back. Stuart just about repaired up again.
We're losing a capture point.
There's some pressure from the Grenadiers though. Pushing right to the Allied doorstep. Big rifle nades. Got half the paratroopers.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points. Enemy squad!
Close fight. Concussive grenade out. Stuns both, and it's a full retreat. Very well done with the concussive grenade. Looked like the US team was 2-on-1 was winning, but concussive grenade swinging it. And that's pretty much the exact situation where you want to throw a grenade. You can actually win the engagement off the back of it. Looks like, oh my god, going for a bit of a 1v1 strategy here with the double light vehicles.
Send orders. 50 cal, mount
The thing is that Omni was already producing a Recon and is rolling onto the field now, so when combined with the Panzerschrecks, should be able to handle this light vehicle pressure. Greyhound, of course, does have very long sight range, so knew exactly when to disengage from that.
Send orders.
And, looking to 2-on-1 the Shreks. Here comes the Recon though. Oh, I think the Recon had an opportunity to kill the Greyhound. Both Shreks connect as well as one AT gun shot. And it died. Some bit of damage here from the incendiary rounds. Sounds like we've got a mortar of the heavy variety. Now it's dropping the PTRS, recollecting it. Did also get a T70 out for ps3YES, but looks like it got off to a bit of a rough start. Only one kill and it's out for repairs. And there goes the M3. Don't have to use it in combat at all even. You can just use it for recon. It does have reasonable vision as well. With that. Trying to stay out of anti-tank grenade range with that Stewart and having some success. The Greyhound down the far side at the moment. Good fuel control for the Allies. Axis, you know, fighting quite strongly through the middle, but seem to be having trouble branching out to the edges, and a large part of that reason is they didn't go for any light vehicles, the Axis, so they don't have that extra mobility. We'll see. Maybe they'll be able to make up for this with relatively fast mediums. No, it looks like Pop going straight battle phase 3. Alright. But yeah, on this side, Omni doing pretty well holding off with the Recon with the Shreks. Pressure onto the cutoff there by Pob. Didn't last for long, but capping over here as well. Probably should have a sweeper on this. Easily could be a bunch of mines up here. And there is actually one. See, there's quite a few actually, so it's a little bit sloppy. Not having a sweeper at this stage. Oh, there goes the Kubel. Oof. Guy got launched. See what you got to be so careful about. Didn't take long for the Kubel to die there. Pushing on to the cutoff. Got Ray tactics active. Decap interrupted. Forced retreat from the officer on the paratroopers. Still got enough firepower to win this afterwards, but maybe not with the LMG Grenadier coming in. Bakari pushed all the way up as well. Officer actually very fast vetting up here, close to vet 3 already, and he knocks out the rifleman. Wow. And the raid tactics wearing off just before he got in the circle. The Pakhoe decrewed. Big moves here from Pob, activating tactical movement to get across here faster. And that is a huge loss for, oh my god. Oh, here come the triple light vehicles though. These Grenadiers being picked apart right now. The Recon's coming in. And 3 cluster bombs out the back. Not doing too much though. Recon lining up on the Stewart that's trying to get away. And it's not going to. Missing that shot. Oh my god, needs to hold on to this Pakhoe though. Keep inching forwards. Stuka from Omni. Very strange choice. Chasing down the grenadiers. I mean, the walking Stuka is typically very good against the pack howie, but it wasn't crude at that moment. And they did go battle group into mechanized. Weird build from the Axis. It's very tough for both the Axis players to not go for a light vehicle and then both not to go for a medium tank as well. Just kind of have this huge period where you don't have a unit that's like strong and relative head-to-head combat. Might work out for them in the long run, but yeah, at the moment it's not going too well. There we go, comes in for the canister shot. And it looks like that's going to be a steal with the paratroopers. Could even drop down a beacon here to reinforce them on the front lines as well. Which would be a nice move. And there it goes. Can reinforce machine guns that are crewed by paratrooper models as well. One of the benefits of picking up weaponry with them. And the reinforce cost is the same as riflemen, so it's not too bad.
Points are down to 300.
Here comes the anti-tank, here comes the walking Stuka. This could be nasty, oh my god. Be careful. MGD crude.
We lost a gun crew.
Pathfinder's getting slaughtered in the front lines. Kitten forcing away the light vehicles. Paratroopers a little bit inactive off to the side here. Maybe they could have ran onto this machine gun and recruited instantly. Oh wow, he's gone for a Puma. Well, that's a very interesting choice. That's the second. I didn't notice that. That's the second Greyhound. Attack rate on the Puma though is going to stop it from chasing down those double Greyhounds.
Is being
Allies are actually behind on victory points at this stage. I mean, they've definitely had a fuel edge, but hasn't translated into the VPs. And a second pack picked up by Pob. Is he going straight for a Tiger? Still quite a way off in terms of fuel, but it's just about there on command points. Has been a pretty high action game to this point. A lot of action on both sides of the map. A lot of fighting. Take a quick look at the KD. Pretty good for Soviets, but this is our penals, not the usual conscripts we see. Oh my god, struggling a bit. Especially when you consider it's got all these light vehicles that should be bleeding the Axis troops. Could be doing a bit better than that. This barrage action, so it looks like ps3YES going for a side tick into tier 2, picking up the Maxim as well. Got the tier 4 coming up out the back also. And can start a T-34-85 once that's done. A relatively slow medium tank for ps3YES as well, opting for that side tick and the double support weapons. It's going to be the Brumbear first for Pop. So walking Stuka, I think, targeting these Soviet support weapons. Pretty good hit on the Zis. Just on the edge of the Maxim though. Oh, and there we go, Greyhound falling to the Puma. So the mechanized tech working out for Omni kind of. You know, he's got this walking Stuka starting to get some bleed going. And the Puma countering the mass light vehicles of, oh my god. I didn't expect him to just keep spamming Greyhounds, you know. And that's going to slow down his progress, but could start a Sherman Sherman does still struggle. Ooh. Could have got the wipe there with a bit of a stronger chase down. Sherman does struggle against the Puma sometimes though. But this isn't a heat shell Puma, it's just a regular one, and it's not particularly high in veterancy either, so maybe it'll work out for Oh My God. You can just leave the Sherman on high explosive the entire time as well, so it makes it easier to micro the Sherman. Comes the Boom Bear now, got to be careful, these buildings don't last long in front of it. Half health from one shot. Is this there? T345 about to pop out for ps3YES. Jumped back into the building briefly, got a couple PTRS shots in. Paratroopers still don't have a weapon upgrade, by the way, for Oh My God. It's really limiting their effectiveness. Weird. I was going to say, how did they not get suppressed there? They did eventually once they were out of range. Sherman's here. A bit of damage done. Is he on armor piercing? Oh, here goes the Greyhound.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
Yeah, one small mistake with all that anti-tank sitting there. That's all it takes. So saying that combination, the double Shreks and the Recon will one-shot the Greyhound. Switching over to high explosive now. Looking for a bit of a crush. Oh, look at that damage. Omni trying to go for the Faust, but it's not even going to result in an engine crit, and he's kind of clumped up on the wrong side of cover. That was a huge mistake. Paid for it with the squad's life. With the Sherman, but what's he doing? Why is he on armor piercing? You don't need to be against the Puma. Gets its turret jammed. The snaring squad's nearby to help the Sherman. Getting cold feet here. Understandable. I mean, we know that the anti-tank isn't there, but it easily could have run from here across to assist, so I think that was a fair choice for the Sherman to back away, and because he's only got one rifleman, he's really lacking snares and supporting anti-tank for this unit. He just can't get the munis together for the paratrooper upgrade using the artillery from the Major. So Stuka again. ps3YES fast on the dodge, still takes quite a bit. Oh, and it catches his combat engineers out the back. Bit of collateral damage aiming at the team weapons, but catches something else entirely. Could get the Grenadier kill here. Not in a good position to chase with the T70 though. Maybe he's worried about a Talamine in this region. Did he just kill off a crawler there? I think he did. To go for the cap afterwards. Don't really want the enemy having vision on you there, then they can send the packs forwards and maybe get a volley off on you long range. Now we've got a Werfer for Pop. This, I think, is a little bit greedy. This much rocket artillery with such a high reliance on these anti-tank guns, but see how it pans out for the Axis. Omni got the Schwer up now. Still quite a way off a tank though. Ooh, dropped a Panzerschreck and the Fusilier is dead. Pathfinders. Nobody picked that up. Maybe the Major's gonna get it. Only 2 kills for the Brumbier. Has been contained quite effectively so far. Indeed, the Major gets it. Some big damage. Man, those Fusiliers died fast. And a bit of artillery down. I think that's from the... that's from the Major. from the Iron Art Pathfinders. Might have actually been a kill, but it doesn't have the munitions for that, so... Okay, getting a bit of damage done now. The heavy mortar out the back is helping out ps3YES a lot. Moderate connection there from the walking Stuka, it looked like. The OKW flak base paying off here. Puma's coming in as well for a bit of damage. Stay out of snaring range, and the riflemen get too close to the flak base again. Another squad. T70 meanwhile operating on the flanks, and this is something that the Axis really just don't have an answer to. They got the Puma, the only mobile form of anti-tank. And it's tied up on the other side, continuing with the Sherman, so it's T70 having a field day here. Usually well shut down at this stage of the map, kind of consigned to recon role, but this game is camping out. Oh! The far side of the map, he's so close to that teller. Oh my god. It's a good move from Pob though. Expecting some more secure mode action and looking to counter it. Lines up a shot there. With button action on the Brumbier in front of the Zis. Could be the end of it. Oh, it does. It gets abandoned though. Pushing in now with the infantry. Well, looks like ps3YES has noticed it as well. He wants to finish the job. Bounces that shot though. The AA guns are here for the T-3485. Goes down, but the Maxim's in some trouble. Gets decrewed. Putting your squads nearby for the recovery, however. Oh. Oh, what's this Puma doing? Fighting to the death against the Sherman. Not so good. The double Raketans nowhere near to assist. Looks like maybe Omni was focused on the walking Stuka barrage, and it was a good one. Decrews the Zis and the recovered Maxim. Like, that was a devastating hit, but did cost him his Puma. T70 meanwhile did end up going down to that Telemine, and oh boy, Panzerschreck's over here. And he's stuck in vehicle crew repairs. Get a bit close with those Shreks though, so they have better accuracy. Can't afford to be missing all these shots. Jumps into cover. Not really necessary, but alright. Well, it's going to be a most likely dead T-34 and max vet P-Greens. By the time they've damaged through that vehicle crew repairs. Here we go. Need one more volley, it looks like, if both connect. And there he goes. Not max vet though. Didn't even have vet 2. A little bit surprised by that. Retreat on the 50 cal out the back. Bad suppression lingering, so this push not amounting to much for Omni. Looks like, oh my god, wants to knock out this Schreier Panzer headquarters. Maybe trying to inch forwards with the Pathfinders, get some artillery down on it as well. Still doesn't have any upgrades on these paras, by the way. Out to the far side, but the penal's far away from it. He's calling the Grenadiers as well. The rifle nade over the shrubbery, but well done. Penals avoid it. Okay, so triple Shermans in the build for oh my god. Walking Stuka just about decreased heavy mortar. Not quite. Hits Vet 2 though. It's got that cooldown bonus now. Comes the Sherman. Oh, 2 Raketans here though. And it goes down. Double Raketans making short work of the Sherman. We're under pressure here. Strange that he's using just the regular barrage instead of the heat barrage at this stage. Determined to knock out the Schwer, and the Panthers in the build now for Omni. Okay, we are not in range to auto fire, can only barrage the HQ, so it's not going to go down immediately. And now Pob having a very good time on this side of the map. All those losses ps3YES suffered to that last walking Stuka strike, all the team weapons dead. Trouble here for the Raketan. Big damage. Gets decrewed. Nothing nearby to cover it, and Katyusha, ooh, going for the kill on the Raketan in fact. Runs past the Katyusha rockets, continues rolling forwards, looking for the Pakhowie decrew. Little Sherman's coming back, and there's no anti-tank support for this, so they can slaughter this blob. T-3485 coming across as well. This could be a nasty retreat for Omni. Lone Raketan still back at base. Here comes the Panther though. Medium's not hitting too much so far. Only getting off relatively lightly. And here comes some squads from the side with some Panzerfaust potentially. This could be trouble for the Allies with the Panther right here. Base barrage, but look at that. Doesn't quite hit the ambo. Still 28 kills at this stage on the walking Stuka. I know he got it early, but it's doing pretty well. Okay, moving in for another barrage on the HQ, it looks like. Again, those continue to use the high explosive instead of the heat. All that extra damage. Okay, T-3485 probing. Double AT guns are there, and so is the Panzerschrecks. This could be a little bit ugly. Target weak point activated on this one. Gets stunned at max range though. Nothing's quite able to follow up and finish off the T-34. Close call though. I am a little bit surprised that, oh my god, didn't try to come out this side and steal that Raketan that he decrewed. Instead opting to kill it, since he went for, you know, a lieutenant build. Could do with it. Oh, MA3 cluster bombs out the back. Ooh. Somehow the Sternpyre survive. The Schwer is still in some big trouble. T-3485 dead over here. What? How? Why? Like if he just backed away, he was 100% fine. Big walking Stuka, the Pakhowie goes down, and the Schwer still hanging in there. Oh boy, what was this? Panther dive from Pob, and he finds the Katyusha back here, knocks it out. ps3YES paying the price, you know. He hasn't really been mining much in the center of the map, and of course, oh my god, well, he can do it with the paratroopers, I suppose. He's been hurting for manpower and doesn't have the paratroopers anymore, hurting for munitions rather. But those support paras can plant them. Not a high value squad to be tying up planting mines, but mines are good. Oh, Double Shermans making a move on the Panther, trying to get around and block pathing, but here comes the second Panther now. Oh my god, trying to get away. Oh, a couple misses here from the Panthers. So the double Sherman's gonna get away. Some clumsy pathfinding. Target them on the 50 cal this time instead of forced retreat. And with all these light cover craters, the 50 cal really struggling to suppress the OKW blob, ends up getting decrewed. For some salvage action, Sternpires have to give up on that though. Big hit from the Sherman. Machine gun back there though. Could have jumped on it with the Pathfinders in time and got away. Some more Stuka though. Okay, that one a big whiff. Katyusha rebuilt by ps3YES, who got some cluster bombs out the back, forces the machine gun away. Recon trying to finish off the pack, how he doesn't quite manage to do it. ps3YES still not repaired up at all though. Could go down very easily. Here come the Shermans. High explosive though, the double Panthers waiting around the corner. This could be trouble for Omni. I mean, for oh my god. Got a Jackson here as well. Second Panther getting involved now. The Axis do have the larger army sizes, so they're in a strong position. Oh, Fusiliers down very quickly. I think Omni was kind of getting quite lucky with a few of those double medium tank chase downs where he didn't lose any squads, but his luck finally ran out there. Especially like in close quarters with that kind of elevation. Scatter was very good. Oh my god. This could be trouble though. Panther swooping in. Misses a shot. He's 2 hits to kill here. Light vehicle active. Katyusha doing some work out the back. There we go. Oh, but here comes another T-34 from the side. One of the AT guns still alive. The Shreks are there as well. T-34's in some big trouble for PS3. Oh, a miss. The Fausts. Oh, no munitions. He's just going to skate on out of there. That gets decrewed. I think the Jackson ran over a Talamine. That's going to get polished off by the Panzer Shreks. Well, it should. Just about went down to a heavy mortar shell. Oh, big action down the far side. Meanwhile, Katyusha did. Looks like the Panther made a move. And all the Shermans are crippled. That Jackson rotation not working out at all. The P-Greens did die. I'm guessing to a heavy mortar hit. They're very low in health, those P-Greens. I think there are still 4 models. I'm going to throw a couple satchels to polish off these AT guns. That's a good idea. But yeah, ps3YES, big losses there. Katyusha and T-3485. So, it seems like the Axis still ahead by quite a margin in terms of army size. I know that a couple of these tanks are decrewed at this stage, but still. So about 30 pop cap up the Axis. Pretty good dodge from the Werfer strike. That Werfer really hasn't been getting too much done. Only 8 kills. He's had it for a long time now. Panther just about has more kills. Coming out this side with the sweeper. We're going to be a little bit out of detection range there. At the moment, it seems like, oh my god, having some trouble. Quite often on the wrong type of rounds in the various fights. Second Panther for Pop.
We're getting the hell beat out of us. We got 75 points remaining.
And looking quite grim for the Allies. Very long victory points, as you heard from the announcer. But here we go. That seems to be the call for the Allies to get going. Making some plays now. Ooh, big hit. Recon. Oh, it gets away. He didn't chase at all. Using a bit of raid tactics here. Hold on. I thought only light tanks could capture with that. Is he capping with the Sherman? With raid tactics on? Oh no, Pathfinder's dead.
Send your orders.
Or maybe it was with the Sherman, because he's got a squad inside it instead of a vehicle crew? Is that what's happening now? I'm very confused how that raid tactics work there, but I thought it was only light vehicles. The mortar finally goes down after getting away on one model so many times. The double Panthers was in some trouble. S-35 on one shot, facing the wrong direction as well. Jackson waiting around the corner here. T-345 getting a couple of rear armor hits. Uh-oh. Double Panthers are in some trouble now. Looks like one of them about to fall. Here it goes. Oh, but the Jackson under fire, stuck on some terrain here. Looks like the double Record's lost vision though. Oh, big hit. They're so clumped up, the HE Sherman. They both survive. Points are still draining from the Allies. Coming out to the far side now as well, the Axis looking to continue the VP drain. Yeah, that's bad news for the Allies as well. The King Tiger's on the field finally. Saving for that for such a long time. Pretty much rounds out Omni's army now though. This has got everything reinforced. Like he won't be able to reinforce everything. And I feel like this is kind of a theme that happens with OKW. A composition like this, but you can't afford to reinforce it. It was a lot more affordable when you were playing Soviets, that kind of composition. Comes the walking Stuka. Oh boy. Whew. Cluster bombs coming down. It's landing slightly short. Minor damage to the machine gun. Meanwhile, Lieutenant dead on the far side. The Sternpire's Vet 5. They're formidable. Here comes that King Tiger though. And he did continue on the Sherman spam path to 3 now. Still has the 1 Jackson. Making some moves. Oh boy, this is trouble. But he kind of gets cold feet, Omni. He just kept chasing. That was a good Good situation. The Ostheer Panther blitzing in, but needs 2 shots. So he's not going to get the kill there. This could be nasty though, sitting right in front of the King Tiger. No, it misses horribly. This was the Panther that took the marked vehicle. Oh, the Sherman, I'm guessing, knocked out Sternpile on the far side. So that's bad news for Omni. He needs those repairs. He does have the mechanized repair station, but it's not enough for 2 big tanks like this. It's just so much health to repair back up. Greedy is dead over here. Looks like to the penals. Got the flame barrage coming down. Oh, the 50 cal decrewed on retreat. Allies doing a good job on the victory points right now, though. Kitten finishes the job. Yeah, the King Tiger very limited. The Axis in general lacking repairs, only 1 Pio for Pob as well, so he can't really make up for the OTW player's lack of repairs. Struggling himself. That's really slowing down the Axis at the moment. That, you know, they should be really getting cooking with what they have, but instead they're the ones getting cooked. Another squad down for them. Rakitten decrewed and stolen, but they knock out a Sherman in return. Panther's blitzing in. He wants more. Blitz is about to wear off though. They'll lose that rate of fire bonus and mobility. King Tiger very low. Took a couple hits there. Out for repairs now, but the good news I suppose is it did free up some pop caps, so Omni can go for a rebuild on the stern pose. He's got the manpower. Oh, this could be trouble. Walking Stuka reveals itself, firing some rockets. SU-85 wanted to finish the job on it. Capping on the far side, and the points have been evening out very quickly with this triple cap running against the Axis. Going to get the neutralized down here, but double highly vetted Shermans on retreat. This could be nasty for Omni. He's extended very far. There's quite a bit of negative cover in this area as well. He seems to cross it while no shots were firing. Everything was reloading. Panther comes through to stop any further chase. There's that 1 Faust there. Here comes the Panther. Still got that mine that's been there for ages. Panther looks like it's heading in that direction. There it goes. S-35 is nearby now. This is bad news for Pob. AT guns coming across. T-35 coming back in, hoping to make this engagement go a little bit faster. Worried about the anti-tank gun rotations. The T-3485 is committing. And finally the Panther does end up falling. Greedy is dying. S-35. Oh, can't quite get the Faust off. It's going to get away. And the pack's going to get decrewed as well, looks like. Oh man, how long was that mine sitting there for? Must have been like over 15 minutes. Eventually, it turns the tide against Pob, and now Pob really down the dumps. 40 pop cap. Walking Stuka on the front line gets sniped off by something. Maybe it was the Jackson? That is really bad. Gotta be careful, you know that Walking Stuka doesn't have super long range. So if you give it order to barrage somewhere, it might get closer than you hoped it would. Panther making a move on the Jackson here. Here come the double Sherman tanks. Are switching over to armor piercing. Recon not doing anything amongst this, but now the Panther with his rear armor exposed, going down very quickly to the double Shermans. Yeah, it was a bit of a toss from Omni. It was like maybe he's lost a bit of patience with all the squad wipes he suffered recently, and just looking to take down the Jackson and close the show here, but it doesn't work out at all. Kill on the penis, bit of Werfer, but again dodging forwards doesn't take anything from that. Tiger rolling up, but still on half health. What happened to the stern bows? Did he end up cancelling them? Good hit from the KT there. Bit of run and gun, maybe could have got the guards. Good hit from the Sherman. Butterfly bombs coming down. Getting decrewed so quickly from those double HE Shermans. They got the radio net going. One of them does go down. A lot of anti-tank guns here for the Axis. Bit of a VP race now. Still, if we look at army sizes, you can see the Allies are so far ahead, almost double the army of the Axis. This is all focused around this King Tiger. And these team weapons in the center. The team weapons are lasting here.
Is becoming critical. We have only 50 points remaining.
He's diving out back, looking for the Katyusha perhaps. Just about found it as well, but now is in some big trouble. Button. T-3045 getting on the rear armor. Hob going for a miracle plate, but it doesn't come off. Again, so it's secure mode somehow on the Sherman is stopping. It's a vehicle crew inside there, it's not a squad.
Continue the push. They have 25
Raid
points left.
tactics. I thought that was light vehicles only. Did it get changed at some point? Ooh, King Tiger just hanging in there, but with the triple cap running, the Axis about to drain out here. Making some plays going for the edges with the Kubel, but too little, too late. Especially with the raid tactics, jamming all these capture attempts. And the Allies eventually pull out the win. So yeah, I think the Axis, as I was saying, I feel like, especially on a map like this that's so wide, so hard to cover, making a mistake by not going for any light vehicles at all. I think Pod probably should have gone for a 222. Maybe Omni could straight tick up. But then they followed that up with also no mediums. I suppose Omni did kind of cover his hole against the light vehicle pressure of, oh my god, by going for the Puma. That helped a lot, but yeah, it felt like they were really up against it, had very little fuel control. For the first like 20 minutes of the game, it felt like they were struggling to control the high fuel points. But they fought their way back into a pretty strong position. Oh my god, light vehicle partying caught up with him a bit. ps3YES getting off to a bit of a rough start in the early medium phase. But yeah, eventually a few squad wipes going against the Axis. Seems like they lost a bit of patience with their Panthers. The mine over here. And that finally swung it in the Axis' favor. A couple careless plays like the walking Stuka dying up here. And that was all it took in the end. But yeah, GG, a good bit of back and forth action and the relatively lower ranked Axis team just about pulling out the win. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.